Playing as a shield in Rainbow Six Siege is a lot different than playing any other operator, which is why some people find it a lot harder. Because you don't have the same sort of weapon capabilities, you don't have the same accuracy or the power that some of the other operators have, what you're left with is a shield, and this is going to force you to play smarter. You have to choose your engagements wisely and play a different game style, and because of this guide will hopefully help you guys out with that. And the key to this guide in this episode is going to be talking about the 3 reigns of engagement. Getting right into it, the first reign is going to be depicted by your melee distance when your opponent is really close to you and he's a threat to melee him. Moving into the second reign, this is depicted by your hip fire distance. He's further away, but you can still accurately hit him with your pistol from a hip fire standpoint. And the third and last one is going to obviously be when he's too far away for your hip fire distance to be of effect. Getting into more detail about the first reign, the first thing to note about it is the fact that this is a very dangerous spot for you to be in. A lot of people get the wrong idea about shields, thinking that they want to get up and close with the attacker, but that's actually puts you in a very dangerous spot because it gives them just as much opportunity to do damage to you, to melee you, to shoot around your shield that you have to do damage to him. So this is actually something we want to avoid, especially if we're going up against a 3-speed operator, because it's a lot easier for them to get around your shield and run around you to be able to melee you from behind. So just keep that in mind. Now, in saying this and continuing on about Montaigne, the biggest mistake that a lot of people make is they panic and actually fully extend their shield. And this is the grave mistake again, because we just took away any ability to do damage to this opponent, which gives him the free ability to just try to run around us and get us from behind. There's a few obviously exceptions where we're able to back ourselves into a wall and whatnot, and I'll kind of go into that a little bit later. For most cases, we do not want to fully extend our shield when we come across an opponent, because there's no way that we can do damage to him ourselves. Now, just to take a quick look, switching over to the other shield operator, we're going to look at Blitz quickly in this close quarter situation. Because you have a different ability, you're able to flash your opponent, and you want to be able to maximize on this because this is when it's going to be most effective. And this is why you would kind of choose Blitz over Montaigne in that more aggressive operator, allowing you to deal with these close quarters battles a little bit better by flashing your opponent, causing him to panic and either spray wildly or to start swinging the melee. So after you flash him, you actually might want to back off a little bit and get out of the way, because there's still the possibility he might get that lucky kill on you. So flash him, back off, let him do whatever wild thing he's going to plan on doing, and then just give yourself that easy kill, shot to the head, and that's your best way to approach it with Blitz. Taking a look again without having that flash ability, when we get approached and we come in this close quarter situation, we want to throw everything we got at him. We want to be able to melee him if he's too close, shoot him with our pistol, anything to stop him from getting close enough for him to do damage to us. Now, let's say he does get up in our face and he hits our shield. What happens is the shield goes up to the left, and we can actually use this to our advantage by facing over to the right. That way, when our shield comes up to the left, it actually still faces and it's in his face, and this is going to stop that extra melee, or if he starts to shoot us, it can actually still block that extra damage and hopefully protect you. If you use this right, it'll definitely help you out in your gameplay with a little bit of practice. Now, moving away up to the second reign of engagement, and this is actually where we are most effective. This is exactly where we want to be with our opponent, and this is because we can do damage to him pretty safely with our pistol from a distance, and he has a hard time doing damage to us. So this is going to allow us to do one of two things. We can either hurt him or kill him right away, or it's going to cause him to panic, and that's exactly what we want to do. When he panics, he can't hit us and we can hit him. He's going to either turn away and flee, or he's going to charge towards us, and this is both things that we want. If he charged towards us, this is going to allow us to, again, he becomes closer to us. We can either melee him when he gets in that point, so we can avoid that super close range, which we want, or we can just able to light him up pretty accurately with our pistol. The second thing that can happen, again, if he goes to turn away and run, if he turns his back, this is going to allow us to go ADS and pick him off pretty easily. Now, to quickly talk about going aim down sight, I want to really specifically talk about this because people do it way too often and it gets them killed. You put yourself at a huge disadvantage. You expose your upper half of your body against opponents that have much more accurate weapons and much more powerful weapons. Being a shield player, you have to play the odds, and going ADS face to face against someone puts you against those odds. So you have to play smart. Only go ADS if your opponent is distracted, he's facing away, he's oblivious, or he's panicking. Very rarely go ADS, and you'll find yourself staying alive longer and picking up more kills. So keep that in mind when playing as a shield. Next up, this is the danger distance. The opponent's too far away to hit with your hip fire. So as a Montaigne, this is when we're going to go into full defense mode. This is what this shield is meant for, is when you can't do damage to him, but he can do damage to you. So we're going to take that away from him. So by going full shield, this is going to give us the ability to do one of two things. This is when we have to make the move. We either back out and come around for another advantage someplace else, or we use this advantage to push ourselves closer until we can again get in this fighting distance where we're close enough to be able to hit him with our hip fire. And then again, we play that game where he either runs away, we go back into our shield, again bring ourselves closer, or he finally charges you, which lets us spray him and then hit him in the face with our shield. So now, taking a look at Blitz with this long range capability, we don't have the same Montaigne ability that we're able to fully extend our shield and protect ourselves. We're stuck always having a bit of us exposed, whether that be our legs or them shooting our arm or our shoulder. So instead, in order to close the ground and put ourselves back in the medium position, which is exactly where we want to be, where we're a threat, is we have to use shield, the ability we have with Blitz, which we can now run with the shield up, which is why he's more an aggressive player, and use that to our advantage to close the distance. So when using that, keeping in mind that they can still shoot our feet. So we want to basically switch between running. When you start shooting our feet again, you drop down a bit. And then basically you're going to be dancing around, going back up and down until you can close that distance, causing again the one of two things. We're close enough, we can do damage, and then we force them to again either back off or rush towards you. And we keep playing this game until we're able to wear them down and get that kill. Well guys, that is going to be it for today's main guide. There'll be some actual little tips and tricks afterwards, but this is just a beginner's base. There's obviously more complex stuff to talk about, so if you want to hear a more advanced version of a shield guide, go ahead and let me know in the comment section down below, and click the like on this video. Will all gather me information to let me know to do another video as well. If you haven't already, don't forget to click that subscribe button. And until next time, my friends, I'm gonna leave you with some extra little clips and some tips and tricks for your enjoyment. So I'll see you later, and thank you for watching. So you notice in this first clip, I'm going to be playing some Blitz, making my way over to the objective, being cautious about behind me because a flank will be quite deadly on my half. Noticing that my team is there to support me, I'm going to slowly push forward, and you notice I'm going to actually break the ADS rule, but for good reason, because you can see he's not facing me. This gives me a full advantage and gives me an easy kill. If he was facing me, that'd be a different story. This second guy is in a medium to close range, but very deadly shot. I do get lucky with that headshot, but a flash from my shield would have been just as effective. Following up, you notice that there is a guy that went behind that vulnerable wall, and again, I break the ADS rule because from behind that wall, he won't be able to get a clear shot at my head. I get a few bullets into him, and later on find out I left him with barely any health left, as he was dropped with only one bullet. So a very effective means indeed. Coming into this next clip a little bit quicker pace, we're going to be jumping onto site, going for a hot breach because they didn't do their job and actually open up that wall, so they can't really get to me except from above. You notice I made a mistake with ruining my smokes, but you notice how I turn around to plant the bomb. This is because I put the shield on my back, which is going to protect me from being shot by that dock that we saw over there. Now with the bomb planted, I'm able to hit that dock right there. Is going to be in that medium distance, which is going to put him in my hip fire range, which is going to allow me to do some damage there, scare him off a bit. And you notice that there's going to be some people rushing towards me, and I'm in a full shield. And how I was talking before, how not to go full shielded at that close range, it's also okay if you have that wall behind you and some team to support you. So again, these are some of these little things that you can use as an exception, but never do that alone, because if they're able to get a C4 behind you or work together as a team to kill you, then you kind of trapped yourself. So there are some situations where you can go full shielding. Again, this is going to reiterate the shield behind my back, because this is going to show how much it can counter that damage. The smokes actually went off this time. I turn around and you can hear those bullets hitting my shield, which is going to allow me to also just quickly avoid being meleeed, but it's going to give me time to lay down the bomb. So again, if you guys want more tips and tricks like this, a little bit better and more advanced detailed videos, go ahead and let me know, and I will provide that for you guys. So again, thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.